Hey Steelers fans, Harrison Graham here on the News Break app. Be sure to hit that follow button if you haven't already for more videos around your Pittsburgh Steelers. Today's video, let's take a look at 3 cornerbacks Pittsburgh could sign in free agency. And we'll go ahead and start with the biggest name out there. That, of course, is one Richard Sherman. Why are we talking about this in the first place? Well, Pittsburgh lost Mike Hilton and cut Steven Nelson, leaving them a little thin at the cornerback position. As far as Sherman goes, we know he wants to play for a contender. He has said as much. He has said that he would like to play 2 more years, maybe 3, but he knows that it's toward the back half of his career, and he's looking at 2 or 3 years to compete at a high level and play for a Super Bowl contender, which last season Pittsburgh started 11-0 before fading off, obviously, toward the end. Now, Sherman only played in 5 games last year. Wasn't great overall when targeted, but he was banged up quite a bit, so I'm not going to put a ton of stock into that. You look back just in 2019, Richard Sherman was still really, really good in coverage. Had 3 interceptions, 11 pass breakups, gave up just 1 touchdown. Now, I'm not here saying Richard Sherman is a lockdown number 1 corner, but you put him opposite of Joe Hayden, I think he can be an effective number 2 type of corner at this point in his career. Maybe at some point he slides over to safety, but I think at least for 2021, he can be a solid corner and would have a really good locker room presence on a team with already a lot of veteran experience in the Pittsburgh Steelers. So what do you guys think? Should Pittsburgh sign Richard Sherman? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Get your votes in on this one. If the price is right, I say why not when it comes to the Steelers and Richard Sherman. Let's go to Casey Hayward next. The Chargers cut him back in March. Getting a little older, 32 years old. He's definitely past his prime, but he's still a solid player. He's not what he once was. He's certainly not an all-pro caliber player at this point, but I like his versatility. He can play some outside, which is what he's played in recent years. He's played nickel early on in his career. Maybe a move back to nickel could make some sense for Casey Hayward, but turning 32 this season, I still think he's got a decent amount left in the tank. Had 41 tackles, 8 pass breakups, and an interception this past season for the Los Angeles Chargers. You bring him into Pittsburgh's defense that already has a pretty solid safety secondary there as well. I think he can be a pretty good piece overall. Our next option here is one Josh Norman, who played with Buffalo in 2020, and I thought actually played pretty well. Remember, in 2019, he was pretty bad, which caused Washington to release him after that season. Signed with the Bills on a 1-year deal, played well, did miss 7 games due to various injuries. He's certainly getting older, going to be 34 this upcoming season, but I think he can be a serviceable number 2 corner, which is really all Pittsburgh needs. They have Joe Hayden on the other side, so you pair Norman up with him. You feel pretty good about that secondary at that point in time after losing Steven Nelson. Obviously lost Mike Hilton as well. Best part about Norman, he plays with attitude, but he's going to be cheap. He's not going to cost you much if you are the Pittsburgh Steelers or, frankly, any other team in the NFL. In just 9 games, had an interception, had 4 pass breakups. Getting older, like I said, going to be 34 next season, but I like the edge he brings to the table, which is something that Pittsburgh has always valued. I think he could be a solid number 2 if they opted to sign him in free agency. So how should the Steelers address the cornerback position? Type F if you think they should do it in free agency. Type D for the draft. I would like to get a number 2 type of player in free agency and then focus elsewhere in the draft if I'm Pittsburgh, but go ahead, get your votes in. Type F or type D.